So one of the most important decisions someone might make in their life is where to go to college. And as a society, generally, we allow 17, 18, 19-year-olds to make this decision, which is wild, because often it's the first major decision and the most expensive decision that they will make. When I was a junior in high school, I went to my guidance counselor with a list of 7 schools. These 7 schools had almost nothing in common, except they were all co-ed, my choice. I'd been in an all-girls school for 13 years. They were all within an 8-hour driving radius of Pittsburgh, my hometown. That was my parents' decision. And none of them were in New York City, which is definitely my parents' decision. And I went to Mrs. Schwenker, my guidance counselor, who had known me since I was in preschool, and I showed her my list, and she said, Jamie, I'm a little worried. You don't seem to know what you want in a school. I mean, these were like private, public, large research universities, small, tiny colleges. And I looked at Mrs. Schwenker and said, me picking a school is gonna be a lot like the Supreme Court determining pornography. I'll know it when I see it. It was the 90s. I was 16. I thought I knew a lot. And she was nervous, but I was not. I, marched forward. And here's the thing, that was only partially true, because actually I did not know what I was looking for in a school. I knew I wanted something different than what I had been in for the past 13 years. And I just sort of thought, those 7 schools would decide where I went to school. They weren't all gonna let me in. And I don't know, all that applications, all the essay questions and short answers I had to fill out, I figured, well, I don't know exactly where I wanna be, but shouldn't they know whether I'm a good fit for their school? They're professionals. So I got admitted to all schools except one, which was the University of Virginia, which was my reach school. And if you've heard any of my other stories, you know that I didn't want to go there anyway. So I was like, great, now I have 6 schools that I thought I might want to go to, and I can't tell them apart. They're very different, but which one is right for me? So my school did this thing where the Monday after prom, the seniors got a day off to go back and visit where they had been accepted. Well, I had been accepted to 6 schools, and so I picked the one that was the closest drive and said to my dad, let's go check out George Mason again. We had been there originally over the summer. It was a hot, rainy day. No one was on campus. It was sort of like fine, but I wanted to see it in session. So my dad and I get in the car and we drive down to George Mason, and I'm like, yep, this is it. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, this is it. And he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, why? I goes, I don't know, it's fine, this is it. And to be honest, George Mason had the least cachet of all the schools I had been accepted to. It was not a household name, but it also gave me a really great scholarship and admission into a small honors college within the larger university. And I thought, this is great. It turned out I was right, or they were right. I mean, I had the most amazing 4 years. I really had great teachers, took great classes, learned a lot, both in the classroom and out of the classroom. I also had some really wild shit happen to me there, but I think that would probably happen anywhere. And I learned from it, right? Teachable moments. But the thing that I love most about Mason were the friends that I met freshman year of college. Now, I have friends from high school, but they are not friends with each other. And I have friends from summer camp, but they are not friends with each other. I don't really have a group of friends, except this group of friends that I met freshman year of college. And they mean a lot to me to this day. We've been to each other's weddings, we've met each other's babies, we've gone through with each other through divorces, and these are really my people. And, sometimes people have regret about decisions they make. You never know what's happening around the other corner that you didn't choose. And if you've seen Pretty in Pink, Annie Potts' character didn't go to her senior prom, and it traumatized her. She spends the rest of her life thinking she's missed out on something huge. And I know a lot of people have those moments in their lives. I actually have the opposite. every once in a while, I will wake up in the middle of the night or sort of like dissociate in the middle of my day and think, if I hadn't gone to George Mason, I wouldn't have this group of friends. That would be horrible. And I actually, in those moments, feel the horrible. And yeah, listen, had I gone to another school, I would have made other friends. I'm sure it would have been fine. I'm an incredibly lucky person. I'm often comfortable wherever I am. I'm sure it would have been fine. But it wouldn't have been what it was. And so for me, college really was like pornography. I knew it when I saw it.